Fixin' to ride.
Welcome back to the channel, folks. Fixin' a ride. Andrew here. Yeah, it's been a long winter. I got sick for about 2 months. And feeling better now, thankfully, praise God. But man, it was brutal. And everybody was getting sick from what I hear. Anyway, so as you can see, I got the 800 in here. Ran into kind of an issue. Last year, you saw some of those videos where I was playing around with jetting. I was trying to get the burble out of this thing, get it to run a little bit leaner because it was too rich. I even went as far as replacing the valves in the carburetors. So I'm going to show you what I got going on. So stick around. If you guys aren't subscribed to the channel, hit the subscribe button and the alert bell. And we can come on back, check out what we got going on. All right, let's get into it. Engine is completely out. So let me show you what I got going on here. It's tore down completely. So this was the PTO side and the mag side. This is the exhaust side here. It ended up going lean. I did a pressure test on the engine and didn't really get too big of results, but I mean, obviously you can see some major galling here. And when I tried to clean up the cylinder, it went through the Nicosil, so there wasn't anything I could do. But when I pressure tested the engine, I didn't really get any leaks, but I could have vacuum tested it. But let me point it out. So on this side, before I take everything apart, there was like dried up oil spewage from here. So the only thing I can think of is that when it would warm up, it would start leaking. And yeah, so it ended up running lean when it got hot. I noticed that it was acting a little funny. It didn't really want to start very well recently. This is the old, yeah. So it was on there like this, and I wiped some of it away, but it was leaking right out of there. But when I did a pressure test, 8 PSI, it was holding, but that was cold. So I think, yeah, this is a Winderosa set of crank seals. And I think it just weakened. I don't know if it was from running a little bit too hot on the that mag cylinder, because I noticed that it went from I had 410s in the carburetors there, and then I ended up needing a 430. I was looking a little lean on this side, so I put a 430 in there and kept a 410 or a 400 in this one because it was looking real rich, and it was perfect after that. So I ran it all last year. We did 5 trips, no issues. Took it up 1 trip this year, it was fine, and then took it for a couple of rips around here, and I noticed the second rip it was sounding a little like throaty, which I was like, all right, that's a little weird. So the recoil wasn't, I had to get a new one up north because the old one busted. And so I got a new one from After Hours Sled Parts in Frederick there. And it had a little grease in it or whatever, so it stopped wanting to recoil when I would pull it out. So I pulled it in, I pulled the whole sled in, and I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna test compression. So I had 140 on this side and 94 on this side. So this is the other cylinder. That's all through the Nicosil, so. I don't know who would run that. I'm sure there's somebody out there that might though. So luckily I had another donor engine here that I got in the process of rebuilding this thing originally, and it had a good cylinder. So you can see, yeah, right there, it's all the way through. Fun, huh? So I ended up powder coating that cylinder. In the process of moving, the door broke in my oven that I used to powder coat, and it wasn't maintaining heat. So I ended up picking up this one. It was getting way too hot, so I had to recalibrate it. And had to put this thing in here a couple times, this other cylinder. So yeah, and you can see some chips back here. Those are my chip tests, unfortunately. I did chip a few times before I got it fully cured. So, yeah, that's where I'm at. But, yeah, I got the thing all back together. I actually have OEM seals in there. Pretty hard to find. But I got them. They're in there. All right, so one thing I wanted to show you guys is that this is my first attempt doing this. So, as you can see, there's no oil in here at all. So I did the dry install method, which means you just put oil on the wrist pin. I put assembly lube, and so what you do is I got the clutch bolt threaded in here. I don't have stuff torqued down. It's not that big of a deal to torque it down. It's just kind of finger tight right now. And so what you do is you just turn it over like 40, 50 times, and then you will oil everything. And then that helps to seat it better. That's the dry install method theory. So... there. That's all I'm gonna do. Yeah, so now I'll oil everything and put it together and get her back in. So that's where I'm at. Can't believe this even happened, but the only thing, well, I did gut my air box, which I think after the jetting and whatever else I did, might have been a little too much at first. I don't know. I really don't know what happened. Because, I mean, this mag cylinder here, or the mag side is what went lean. So, I checked the crank run out, and the crank run out is like, it's right where it should be, technically speaking. So I don't know exactly where everything went. The only thing I could think of maybe is it just, they're 6 years old, almost 6 years old, and they're Winderosa. Winderosa's not like OEM. That's for sure. That's all I had available at the time to get. That was all that was available. So I don't know if that's just them or if it just, I don't know. Maybe it just got a little too hot at one point, and then that just pushed it over its limit. And then maybe I was just on the edge a little bit too long. So, but like I said, I gutted the air box. Maybe if I would have kept the horns in the air box, which are, these are the horns. If I would have kept those in there, maybe it would have kept it just rich enough to where it wouldn't have gotten too hot. So I don't know. But yeah, I got the rest of it here. Went with another Pro X kit, and they sent me they sent me Wiseco crank seals. So I decided, you know what? I'm just gonna go ahead and find some OEM, and yeah, I was able to snag a couple, and yeah, got it all getting ready to go. It's got a, Pro X is good stuff, but they don't make crank seals for these for some reason. Whatever. So yeah, so that's that. That's what I got going on. That's what my winter was all about so far. Hopefully, the UP got 3 feet on Sunday to Monday, through Monday. Just unbelievable. Yeah, so I think they're over like 300 inches this year or something like that. I don't know, some crazy amount. So, but yeah, if you guys aren't subscribed to the channel and you like this kind of stuff, hit the subscribe button and the like button. And that always helps with algorithms. And so, yeah, hopefully I'll be able to get this thing back together and broken in, and yeah, maybe take it up north for one last hoorah. Up in the UP, maybe even, hey, if we can go do grayling, yeah, for sure, we'll go. But all right, we'll see you guys in the next one. Take care. Come on back. God bless.